Good evening, parents, staff, and pupils. Thank you for joining me for this grade 12 information evening. And let's please close our eyes and start with a prayer. Lord, we are here today with open hands and open hearts, ready to depend on you to help us through the next couple of weeks. Help us to come to you for guidance, strength, provision, and protection. As we face tough choices and hard situations, help us to remember that we are loved. Help us to remember that we are your children and your representatives to the world around us. Help us to live in a way that brings honor to your holy name. In Jesus' name, amen. Like we normally do, questions right at the end. So there's Mr. Drew's cell phone number. Should have it by now. If you don't have, there it is. And like you usually can do, you can send through questions to via WhatsApp and or SMS, both those options, and then I'll answer your questions at the end. As I always say, all questions we've answered in the presentation, I'll just not answer that at the end. Then also we have a birthday boy in grade 12 today, Zane Louise, who's it's his birthday today. Zane, a happy birthday. I wish you a blessed day and a blessed year, and you're lucky that it's your birthday and you're watching a grade 12 presentation. So if you didn't know grade 12 is his birthday today, please wish him a happy birthday. And but I'll spare you birthday. I'll spare all of you by not singing happy birthday. I would like you to hear my heart tonight. Tonight is a bit of a let's settle and realign for the next couple of months. And I've matriculated in 1996. I've done my matric. I've done my qualifications and post-grad qualifications, just like all the staff did and the majority of parents as well. So matrics, grade 12s, when you listen to me tonight, you might think I'm fighting a bit, but I want you to get the reality of where we are and what's happening within a month's time, which is the finals. And it feels to me that some of you have not realized what's happening in a month's time. And that's why I've called this meeting. And that's why I made it compulsory that you and your parents have to listen tonight. I'm matriculated in 96. I've got my matric. I'm not doing this for my own baseball tonight. I hope that for those of you that are not on the same page as I am, that you'll get on the same page tonight, and that you'll realize that you're playing with your own future and not mine. I'm speaking on behalf of all staff that we all matriculated and all got our qualifications. And that reality sinks in tonight, because if it does not sink in tonight, you're going to have trouble on the 22nd of February when the results are being released. The prelims is not great. And before we blame COVID-19 and online lessons, I would like you to do soul searching tonight. Do not blame anybody else, but besides yourself. The next couple of points I'm going through on actual fact coming from staff that gave me feedback, or Mr. Chroma feedback that forwarded to me, of the general trend of what happened in this prelims. The first bullet, haven't attempted or attended all the online lessons. We can see there are gaps in knowledge. Theoretical subjects that you would leave questions is lack of knowledge. And you can tell me tonight whatever you want to. If you cannot answer a theoretical question, you did not study. No other reason for it. Math and science also. No reason, because if you're struggling with an area, you should have contacted teachers beforehand. Not waiting for prelims, and now start seeing results coming through and realize, shucks, maybe I should have started working beforehand. We did not work through provided past papers. Not all subjects provided past papers, but quite a few subjects did. Some subject teachers will only make it available now after prelims. Lack of studying and preparation. Lack of interest. I've never in my life left a question open. Even if I had to waffle, I waffled. If I realized I did not study that bit. But how can you leave a question unanswered? That is unheard of. Not attempting questions, leaving blanks, not taking pride in answers, for example, scribbling answers, not even taking the opportunity to write properly. And then also, you get 80% on class tasks, but you cannot do it in the exam. So who's done it for you? Mr. Google, Mr. YouTube, or dad at home, or mom? Also, I believe that there are still some of you that have outstanding portfolio pieces. Does the steer staff, that's glorified nannies, must they now run after you to get your work in? The staff are not glorified nannies. The staff are not there to be played with. They are well qualified, well experienced staff members. And that you are at this stage of the year and you still have outstanding portfolio pieces, I find it shocking. And tonight, I have a tone because the academic staff haven't worked this hard in their life since lockdown. We always thought we worked hard, but lockdown has just taken us all to the next level. My staff are tired, but still they're giving their 100% and they're getting thanked by marking nonsense. And that's why I made it very clear that you and your parents are online tonight, because what I say to you, your parents must hear me, because there's no double standards at the school. I do not say something to you and have a different tone with your parents. Something to think about. You're also playing with the school's reputation, not only your own. And now you'll say, aha, that is why Mr. Drew is fighting, because he's so concerned about the school's reputation, he does not care about us. Bollocks. That's why I put there in bold, not only your own. But you're playing with the teacher's reputation, you're playing with my reputation, and you're playing with the school's reputation. But ultimately, I want to go back to where I started. I've got my matric. All my staff got the matric. They got their postgraduate qualifications. Grade 12s. You are playing with your future. And if you haven't realized it now, or up till now, I hope tonight the penny drops. And your parents can phone you afterwards and say that I'm strict and I've got a tone tonight. Then they must do it. But I'd surely also, they're not paying 70,000 Rand a year that you can get E's and D's. I'm sure they are paying 70,000 Rand a year to have decent education. And that's what's happening from our side. But ultimately, we cannot force you to drink the water. We cannot force you to study. And I hope tonight you realize that we care. If I did not care about you or your future, I would not call this meeting. I hope you realize it. Never before has it been such a privilege to be part of St. Patrick's CBC. Government school pupils did not have the same academic experience and support this year that you had. Want to know it or don't want to know it? You are blessed. You are privileged. You are lucky to be part of a school like St. Patrick's CBC, where the teachers care enough about you. For them, it's not a job. For them, it's a calling. And you might look down on a teacher currently because you're matric, and that's what matrics do. Who would like to do education one day? But you're going to realize quickly in 5 years' time that nobody cared this much about you and that you haven't done with to deal with professionals like you're currently doing that cared so much about you. And you'll change your mind about teaching profession in 5 years' time. They are not there to babysit you. They are not there to be on the receiving end of things like they are now, like chasing after you for work, chasing after you for getting the results in. Don't waste this opportunity. That blazer, and some of you got blue blazers, that blazer means a lot. I get daily now kids that is applying to our school that cannot even afford our school fees. And every day I have to say, sorry, I cannot get you into school because we are independent school. We are dependent on financially from your parents' fees. So therefore, I cannot help those kids. But it breaks my heart because you have the privileges. You are part of a school where you can wear that blazer. Some kids will give their front teeth probably to be part of the school. But because mom and dad can't afford it, they can't be part of the school. I hope you realize that wearing that chappy blazer, and some of you wearing blue blazers, that you are tremendously blessed. And a lot of kids, a lot of grade 12s, sitting in government schools, or even independent schools that have not prepared the kids like we did, would have loved to sit in your chair. I hope you realize what you have. It's not too late. It's still in your hands, but it's going to depend on what you're going to do with this opportunity. For the rest of the year, that's what's going to happen. On the 15th of September, that is tomorrow, you'll get your personal IEB final exam timetable that was issued by the IEB today. She'll get that tomorrow. Mr. Chroma is going to ask you tomorrow morning to check the subjects on your timetable and ensure that you are registered for the correct subjects. Believe it or not, one of you have signed preliminary checks that we asked you earlier this year to check if you are registered for the right subjects. One of you did just signed it and you were registered for the wrong subject. Thankfully, Mr. Chroma picked it up and thankfully you corrected it. So tomorrow, it's your responsibility to verify that the right subjects are on your exam timetable, and you're going to sign it confirming that you are happy that the right subject choices are on your exam timetable. For goodness sake, grade 12s, you're 18, some of you are 17, some of you are 19. As a school, we have our own set of responsibilities and we all double check. But also, we're asking you to help us to verify that there's no mistakes coming through when you come and start write your finals at the end of the year. Then the school holiday is starting this coming Friday. Holiday for grade 8 to 11, not for you. There will be classes for you during the holiday. And that is why I'm upset tonight. Because my teaching staff is tired. But yet, the majority of them are going to see you during this holiday. And I'm going to show you now what subjects have already indicated they're going to run classes. 1 or 2 might still be added. But grade 12s, this is not a case of if I want to attend. This is I will attend. And I will personally fetch you from your house if you do not attend these classes. Parents, it's your responsibility to ensure that these grade 12s are attending these additional classes. And grade 12s, you arrive here with gratitude that the tired staff is here to assist you. They should have gone on to rest now, to ensure that they're ready for the grade 8s to 11s when they come back, and they are here until the 2nd of December. The teaching staff only finishes the 9th of December. But again, it's staff that are willing to come out to assist. I did not ask them. Mr. Chloma did not ask them. This is teachers that after they marked their prelims, they realized they want to assist you. You will be here. You will attend his classes, and you will do what they ask you to do. You might not appreciate my tone or my message tonight. When you get your university entrance, you will say, thank you, Mr. Dudu. Thank you, high school team, that you care enough. That's what it's after, that we are after. And also, the staff will make past papers available if they haven't yet, and you work through that as well. The following subjects will be having sessions during the holiday, and the staff will communicate these times with you. English, Math Lit, Geography, Music, Setswana, Accounting, Physical Science, History, and Maths will be both weeks. A teacher that is a new dad, but he's still there to assist. Grade 12s. In the one sense, I want to say to my teaching staff, don't do this. By the end of the day, it is about you, and we will help you. But now you come to the party. We are not going to fight about you missing classes or whatever. You will be there with the right attitude, with gratitude, and assist the teachers for you to get the best mark that you can get. I hope you take a picture of this slide. Time management. Do not leave anything for the last minute. Only 4 days of school in term 4. Do not ask anyone to do any work on your behalf. They cannot complete the finals on your behalf. At this stage, matric should be doing a minimum of 3 hours of past papers a day and 8 hours of past papers during the September holiday. Hard work, consistency, and time input will equal to results. Those 3 things, when I applied in my own life, I got the positive results. Important dates. On the 12th of October, you will have breakfast and your reports will be issued. On the 13th of October, you will have valedictory. And the 15th of October, the final exam starts. And as I said to you, your valedictory will have a different feel to it this year because there is no farewell, a matric farewell, matric dance. And that's why your valedictory will be all in one. The planning is still continually, we are still planning it, and we will communicate the times for the breakfast, because remember, every year you end with a breakfast, we'll do it. Your reports issued that Monday the 12th. On the 13th, your valedictory. Then you have 14th off, 15th, final exam starts. So what's expected of you? Set realistic goals. Work hard. Pray hard. But you can't do squat and pray. I've tried it in my life, takes you nowhere. But if you set goals, you work hard, and you then pray, God will help you. But I've never in my life where I haven't studied and I asked God to help me, has He ever helped me? Because in life, you need to put in the work and help yourself, and then God will assist. And I think in prelims, some of you just prayed that morning and were hoping that some sort of knowledge is going to be put in your head. It didn't work, did it? I'll move over to questions now. There's no questions yet. I'll give it a couple of minutes. A couple of seconds rather. Nothing in the chat room? Nothing generally. All right, I assume then there's no questions. You are more than welcome to contact me afterwards or send a question to Mrs. Rudu. I always value your feedback and your suggestions, so you're more than welcome to share it with me afterwards. Then, of course, there are my contact details, my email address and cell phone number, so you're more than welcome to send me messages. If you feel I was a bit too strict tonight, then send it to me. But I hope that you hear where I'm coming from tonight, and that we are here as a school to support and to assist. But you need to do your bit. The best view comes after the hardest climb. Never before have I seen that one can enjoy the view, but you didn't do the hard climb. Remember this. The best view comes after the hardest climb. As a school, as a grade 12 teaching team, we are in this together with you. I hope that I can say that you as parents, pupils and staff, I know my staff are in, but that you as the grade 12s and parents are now in this together with us, and that we'll get through this together. And I want to reiterate it again, that you realize that I called this meeting to make sure that we are now aligned and on one page. Grade 12s, if I didn't know you had the ability, I would not even waste my time. But you have the ability. As I said to you, during this whole year, you can be the grade 12 group that's banking the highest grade 12 marks this school have ever seen. And I did make it very clear that I'll brag with that as far as I can, but it's not about that. The higher the mark you bank, the bigger the chances you're going to get into your first choice at university. Also, sometimes you've made your decision to go and study something, but in 2 years' time, you might change your mind and you want to go and study something different. Then again, your qualification or your matric must be in such a good standing of such a nature that you can also go in that course. I hope that you hear my heart tonight, that you hear the staff's heart tonight. They're the nice people, I'm not. And that you realize that they are here to care, that they care for you, and that we are here to help you. But you need to put in the time, the effort, the hard work. I want to celebrate your results with you. I'll end over this. Since my first time I taught grade 12s, and that was since 2002, I always said to them that champagne can be bitter. You can buy the sweetest champagne, but when you want to celebrate something and there's nothing to celebrate, champagne is awful. And I've experienced that in my second year when I was studying. I met Mrs. Trudeau in my finals. Yes, I'll blame her. And it didn't go well. My friends passed their second year. I failed 3 subjects. And that night, I tried to drink champagne with them to celebrate also the 2 out of 5 that I passed. But it was bitter. I've never tasted champagne that's so bitter. The next year when I passed all my subjects, they thankfully allowed me to do those 3 with my final year. And when I passed it, that champagne was the sweetest champagne ever in my life. I want you on the 22nd of February, when the results are issued, that will be the sweetest champagne that you've ever tasted in your life. And that's the purpose of tonight, is to say to you, put in the effort now, that night, your champagne will be the best champagne you've ever tasted in your life. I wish you all a wonderful night. There is now a question that just came through. Francis just asked me to remind you, and that is a slide that I slipped, that what happens if somebody tests positive for COVID-19? If you, as the pupil, test positive for COVID-19, then unfortunately you will have to be in isolation, and you can only write your exams in May, June next year. That is not my rule. That's not Mr. Chloma's rule. That is the IB rule. If a family member tests positive, but you are not, and you are not showing any symptoms, then you can go in isolation, or where that person must go in isolation. You must be away from them, and you'll be able to write in a venue here that we already will set it up. So if you are then technically in isolation, so let's say, example, mom and dad, or mom tests positive, or dad tests positive, God forbid, or somebody in the house, then of course you're all in isolation. But then we will make sure that, but you're not positive and you don't show any symptoms, then you're allowed to come to backfield from the, you will use the alley entrance. You will have your own entrance. You'll write in the drama room. That will be the isolation room. And after you're done, then you'll go back using the alley. We'll explain to you that before you all start your finals. So that's the good news. But the bad news is if you test positive, then you are not allowed, you must write on campus. And of course, you're not allowed to write on campus. And then your exams will be May, June next year. I hope that clarifies that point as well. Mr. Chroma can answer you more questions tomorrow regarding that when you all write English. If that is what you want, then Mrs. Matthews can just indicate to Mr. Chroma that you want to have clarity on what I just explained. But I think that's quite clear. Anything else? Right. People, thank you for joining me. Have a good night. Good luck with your last couple of weeks. I know that you will now pull up your socks and achieve what I know you can achieve. Thank you.